morning, good morning, good morning. We're going to have a conversation about the truth about long term success in life and business. I think we need to have this conversation. There are many people who are seeking shortcuts and they will somehow get a little success and then it will stop because they were seeking shortcuts. The truth about long-term success in business, in life, is consistency. And you're going to have to amp up your consistency, because this is where we tell you the truth about success. One of the reasons that I've been able to pull off the things I've pulled off is I had a solid financial foundation. And without that solid foundation, because right now there are a lot of people who are making 10,000, 15, 20, 30, $40,000 a month. But if you've noticed that every 2 to 3 years there's a wave of new people, then certain people disappear and fall off. I remember this guy who was doing Amazon FBA. Bagley, I think was his name. He started a YouTube channel. He was going on and on and on and on and on. About 18 months in, he ended up quitting Amazon FBA and getting a job. So you're going to see this during this wave because you'll see a lot of people who are hot right now. They're making money. They're doing well. But their business is based upon trends or hot stuff. And if you have a business that's based upon hot stuff, the trends, it ain't gonna last. It's not going to last. And one of the things that I try to impress on you guys is to build a long-term business model. So once you get that money, you keep making that money. You keep going up. You keep stacking chips. You keep living that life. It's not like you doing good for 1 to 2 or 3 years, then you back to where you were. This is stuff you don't hear about, but see, if you're paying attention, you will notice this. I want you to think of all the hot people in the internet marketing space 4 years ago. How many of them are still around? I want you to think about it. And this is because essentially, let's talk about the Facebook ad things. There are people who have built their complete business on Facebook, and Facebook will change the rules in a heartbeat. I remember there was these media content aggregators. They would take content from creators and put it on their site, and they did well. Facebook changed the rules. They went out of business overnight. Overnight. A lot of people, there was this thing with you would create a Facebook group or page. Then what you would do is drive a bunch of traffic to it, sell t-shirts. Well, that stopped working because Facebook changed the rules. So one of the things that you're going to have is a consistent changing of the rules. What you're going to have is a consistent changing of the guard. Like, look at Grant Cardone. Look at Ty Lopez. They've been out here. Ty Lopez is kind of falling off a little bit. Grant Cardone still hasn't peaked. But Grant Cardone built his business on solid business principles. Hey, I ain't buying Bitcoin because you can't make any money with it. It doesn't provide a return. I'm buying stuff that's real. I go use this business to make money, to then buy real estate. He has a practical and solid business model that's long-term durable. And like, I don't want you guys to experience the good life for a few years, then drop off because you're following trends or that hot stuff. One of the things that happens here on the internet is everyone is in a hurry. Everyone is looking for the next best, greatest, fastest thing. And like, Amazon FBA, you still got a few people who are pumping out that Amazon FBA course, but the people who've been doing Amazon FBA for years have said it's gotten harder. Amazon has changed the rules. Amazon has changed the rules. And a lot of people have had their accounts terminated. I want you to think, you got all this money, and then there's the way people build the Amazon FBA business. What they'll do is they'll scale it up, sell it low this price, reinvest all the dividends, and be making millions in gross revenue, but not that much in profit. They're sitting ducks because all it takes is one or two bad things to happen and their business model is destroyed. And you need to, you could get rich in this country selling cupcakes. You can get rich selling cookies. You can get rich selling water. But how do you put together a business model that is long-term durable? The first thing is you look at the marketplace. And this is something that no one talks about. All right, so we're going to start this business. We're going to be selling to X, Y, and Z, but they don't look at the marketplace. Once again, these are the fundamental rules. People that you're selling to, your marketplace or your audience, how big is this marketplace? Second question, is this marketplace growing or dying? Third question, how do we communicate with this market? What are we going to use to communicate with this market? Where do they like to be? Where do they like to hang out? And, every time I talk about this stuff, I don't get a lot of views because y'all are all for that hot stuff. Bitcoin, Amazon FBA, Shopify, that quick, fast money. And what's happening is by the time you start making some money, they change the rules and you back to ground zero. You don't hear no one talking about this. You don't hear anyone discussing this. But once again, I want you to think about all the people that you used to see a few years ago and ask, where are they? This is why right now there's a bunch of really young guns out. Like the females, they're all cute. I have not seen one ugly one yet. They're all cute, long hair, nice body, tight dress, high heels, all on Instagram. They're riding that trend. Let's see what we got going on here. What's up, Jay Preston, Amber Johnson? Oh, we got a hater here. Selling Kangen water. All right, all quick business models fade to black real quick. Fade to black quick. Yep. Light Alpha Fitness, thanks for the $10 super chat. I'm getting ready to start work, but just wanted to say good morning. Thanks for your videos. They really helped me get more focused, and I'm slowly seeing changes. Awesome. Agent J Poole found the wrong channel. I showed him the door. Thank you. All right, Antonio Williams, do that thing. You can get rich selling anything. Well, once again, you got to communicate, because see, this is what many people try to do. They come up with the product or the service with very little consideration of who's going to buy this product. Like, let's go with dominant male. Oh man, I know who's going to buy that product. People who are tired of the MGTOW red pill wine fest. I mean, that's what it's become. I've had some people who've communicated to me. It's like, man, when you left, I started watching this red pill content, and I noticed my attitude started to change. The stuff is no good, because at the end of the day, who here wants to die by themselves? Raise your hand. I don't even know what that person was saying. I just saw that Agent J Poole yanked his live pass real quick, because one of the things, and this is one of the areas that I get in trouble. I will say what's on my mind. The other day, there was an article about tall black men not getting the perks of tall white men, and I'm 6'1". My whole life, I've gotten access and perks because I was tall. And I'm like, no, this ain't true. And I'm talking about when I was poor. And once again, here at the Hustlers Kung Fu Inferno, where we talk about reality. See, I know myself, and I know other tall men who've just not gone through this stuff. But once again, this is why I cannot be with Hotep Nation. This is why I can't be with pro black, because so many of these people get so sensitive that something that is patently untrue as that gets through the filters, and then they go like, yeah, it's right. Mm-hmm. Oh, we black, we messed up, singing old slave Negro spirituals. So, this is just one of the things, because I see it's the pathway to long-term success, because we're not talking about short-term success. There's a lot of people here out here who are experiencing short-term success. They're not building proper business models. They're not looking at the financials. They're riding these trends, and it's going to catch up with them. Oh, they're going to be singing those Negro spirituals, because this is one of the things. I don't like the fact that we have this separatism, because I know of a friend who was told that he could become the Tony Robbins, the Frank Kern of black people. And this is where I sit. And this is, I want white money, black money, Asian money, Jewish money, Puerto Rican money, island money, Ukraine money, London money. I want all the money. And whenever someone tells you that you could be the Frank Kern or the Tony Robbins of black people, they're saying, stay out of my lane. That's what they're telling you. And I refuse to stay out of lanes. I get all kinds of money. Agent J Poole, the problem with the Hotep pro black red pill is a few things they got right. They take no responsibility, and they just make angry at the world. Makes me feel bad. Kill that noise. Yeah, because once the thing, red pill, MGTOW is a scarcity mindset. It is, we're going to employ these certain behaviors against women because we are operating in scarcity. We're operating in fear. We're operating in a lack environment. Once again, this is why I created the influence frame. Because, once you start getting access to women and you start being treated better, one of the things that you have to understand is to be an abundant, supreme man, you must operate on abundance. There's all kinds of money in the world. There's no problem with a lack of money. If you have a problem accessing money, you're not skilled up or you're not providing enough value. Money don't care who make it. It's enough for all. Absolutely. LVMCD. Many things with hoteps is they don't produce anything. They rather bootleg off other black people products and sell it on the markets. We need to set up black businesses. No, you need to set up a business, period. Business is a concept, not a racial category. Absolutely. Absolutely. Blinding Buddha, red pillars on Twitter are infighting with another. The scarcity mindset is so bad, it's destroying their whole ideal of man development. Good morning, Mac. Because once again, for you to set up a long-term business model, you must have the abundant mindset that you must tell yourself that in the future, I'm going to grow this business. Like I'm telling you, I think the dominant man, once I get it all shaped up, is going to do better than anything I've ever done before. Agent J. Poole, true, and solely black anything implies you don't want other people's money. How can you be a dominant when you exclude people you want to who want to support your business? Yeah, because once again, I'm in a Facebook group that I'm gonna wait a week and I'm gonna pop out of that because I literally got thrown in there and just the thought process. The whole premise of the group is based on going to other countries to use American hypergamy to get women. And dude, the owner of the group said that he actually said this. He said, my story sounded like Sunday school. And anybody who feels they have better stories, invite them to start a YouTube channel and see how far they get. Because typically, because of my economic situation, I put this in the influence frame, it afforded me opportunities that most men just can't enjoy. Most men can't get here because they don't simply have the time. I didn't have to work. I had millions of dollars coming in and I didn't have to work. I want you to think about that. So at that point, I just stopped talking. I was like, and I just said, I don't believe your stories. And then it was like pictures. So he changed the subject from what we were talking about because this was about the tall black men. And it like, really? And he's like, he subscribed to all my channels. Apparently, he ain't watching the videos because there's plenty of pictures in there. And this is another thing about the truth about long-term success in life and business. The more successful you are, the more haters you're going to get. It is just the craziest thing. Tiger Shark, yeah, you definitely got to have a team. Goddess Noel, I agree. These hotels kill me. If you woke, you broke. You might as well go back to sleep because you're a joke. Oh, that's funny. That is funny. Frozen Creative, thanks for the $10 super chat. You drop great knowledge in the video, and because I've been BS and haven't purchased a class yet. Jerome Carter, I'm pro-black, but my business is all American, 100% American business. All right. And Tony Williams, your story sounds like mine. I lost so many friends because the females are choosing me personally. So, one of the things that happens is the successful people hide because of the hate. This is why, I always say that in my neighborhood, the rich people let it all hang out here because they're surrounded by rich people. You over here with your $3.5 million mansion. This dude's over here with his $4 million mansion. The dude ain't jealous. Dude living the best version of his life in his mansion. And one of the things I get around here from the hotel, like, you the only black person. Because I remember this conversation, like, you became a millionaire and that wasn't an entertainment. That's rare. You know how many black chemists, black stock market people, there's a lot of wealthy black people who are not into the entertainment world. All right, Jerome. I really want you guys to understand that long-term success is about long-term abundance. And once you get that going, once you're able to crack that code, you'll change your life and you'll change the life of your families. And this is why I get into problems with groups and people when I voice my opinions, because I know the truth. I know as a tall black man, I have had so many privileges and perks and abundance. I know that I've gotten jobs because I was tall. And I'm just sitting there like, I'm not refuse to believe this garbage. Because one of the problems with some black people is they take everything that's harmful to black people, and they're so sensitive, they run with it that they can't experience the real world. I once I had a friend tell me I got lucky because, during a domestic dispute, I called the police and the police believed me. I got lucky. They ain't luck. Those are skills. But because I'm such a unicorn, and and this is why I speak my truth and I talk about stuff on this channel, is to inform you that you're not a minority. You don't have to sit in the back of the bus. You don't have to be subservient to society. You can be the man or the woman you want to be. You can walk big. You can talk that talk if you do the work. Because everybody respects success. Everyone. Roy, I had to cut ties with this pro-black dude a few days ago. Dude spent years talking about the white man's BS while secretly being jealous and envious of me. The boogeyman white man still played out. Roger Moore, I don't understand how the Koreans and Loof have all Korean characters on their businesses seemingly excluded. Because the Koreans and the Asians in Norcross and Gwinnett County have created their own economy. That they can do that. Would you consider book series or comic book series long-term success? The Boondocks, that's comic book, long-term success. They coming back. I have a friend, he's written over 75 books, does about 30,000 a month from Amazon. That's long-term success. It's a mind frame. Antonio Williams, we talked about that. I mentioned it's your energy, and they didn't want to hear that. It's a mind frame. I'm 6'2", but I walk with my bird chest out, head up high, confident with the smile. Your smile, the most important thing you wear. Good Lord, Rael. Blacks have been fighting for freedom so long. Now that they free, they don't know what to do with it. Shelby Steele. Woo! Man, if I had a t-shirt, I'd throw it at you. That is something that's some good stuff, because I am free and I act like I'm free. And I meet black folks who pro-blacks who still act like slaves. As someone who's putting his dang-a-lang in an Asian woman, many Asian women, many white women, many Puerto Rican women, few Brazilians, I have not suffered this drought. But man, that is true. That is true. Blind and Buddha. Average people hate those that are successful. They don't know why this happens in its past lines of race. It's like we're not allowed to become better and have a better life. Well, this is why, because I've noticed since I've been living in this neighborhood, the rich people, they drive, man, they got their Ferraris, their Porsches, their G-Wagons. They plot and let it hang out because they're around other rich people. So they don't have, they be themselves. They be themselves. They're out here living their best life. They're having fun. They're putting together businesses. And one of the things is, if you don't get caught up in this trendy business model thing, which is a lot of people get caught up into, they get caught up, and before you know it, it's gone. Amazon buy merch. There's purportedly a few people who made $1 million by this. And I guarantee you, every few years, Amazon changes the rules. When you build your own business, like look at Dave Ramsey. Dave Ramsey has millions of dollars a month coming in. He built his own business. You look at Tony Robbins. He has millions coming in. He built his own business. When you build your own business on solid business principles, once you get to a certain point, you get to a level where you cannot become unrich. I'm currently listening to the Millionaire Fast Lane. It's very good because it talks about stuff that keeps people poor. Habits keep people poor. Attitudes keep people poor. And practices keep people poor. The slavery mindset is real. People doing cucumber challenge and participating in burn and hoocracy. They really aren't free. Oh, I've tried to start a hustle challenge. I never get enough people to participate. And Tony Williams, I've had white, black, Hispanic, Vietnamese, many more, just because other guys got scared of the pretty woman. They can't understand why. I did a video on the influence frame and do talking about Asian women, and these I would approach them. I just assume they don't like black folks. And see, that's one of the issues with the pro-black. We need to be black. We need to stick together. We need to ignore another race. That is danger, because typically black folks as a whole do not have the economic power base that other groups do. So once again, just staying within your lane, you're not going to get the experience stuff. I mean, this one Korean chick I was dealing with, her mother bought her a house. This chick was like 30-some years old, living in a house that was paid off. I found out that black men and some women had businesses on the plantation. I found this out a few years ago. Dude, man, back then, black and white folks used to get married on the plantation. Oh man, that's the cucumber challenge. Alrighty then. Engineer life skills. Yep, you can't floss around non-producers. Just learn that the hard way. They bring up your success in every argument by calling you uppity. I mean, it gets to be really an issue. So, once you set up a long-term business model, and this takes a different kind of thinking, it takes a different level of thought that you're thinking about your future. You're thinking about building. You're thinking about creating something. Let me get this real quick. I mean, let me tell you what my plan is. My plan is to expand the disruptive male model, and I'm giving myself 3 years to get it shaped up because it's already making money, and I got myself a 10-year plan. We all have strengths and weaknesses. No one's perfect. Go what works, and for you to go get it. Jerome Carter, I'm not going to lie. I let my wife take the business phone to work with her in the hospital, but she can turn that California white girl voice on in a minute, trying to learn how to speak properly. Go to the influence frame, and I talk about Jeffrey Epstein's situation. We all need to spend more time building products, services, and businesses, and the things that I learned is you need to be of social media. You need to do the work. That's interesting, being of social media. Because there's this term I call the architects of the internet. These are folks who build the internet. These are the producers of content, the producers of blogs, YouTube channels, podcasts. Once again, you need to become an architect of the internet to make that money, to make that Wi-Fi bread. I love that term, that Wi-Fi bread, because this is where we're going. I mean, in a decade, we're going to have self-driving cars on the road, which is going to kill Uber drivers. So, anyways, I want to give my landscape customers to my son and move on to landscaping. That's a good gift. And one of the things that I've noticed with pop culture, and you see this, that you'll have a young man, his father owns the town, his father's the big man, and he don't want to join the family business. He want to go out and do his own thing. You know how stupid that is? The pathway has been paved. The road is smooth. Thank your daddy. Be grateful for your daddy. And but this is one of the things I could attribute to mostly white people who have this notion that I gotta go out and do my own thing. When like your dad became a billionaire, the chances of you going out and outdoing him are slim to none. Enjoy the money, enjoy your life. Shabazz sound like my children. Jerome Carter, yes, I am a self-learner. One of the things that you have to look at, and you have to study marketplaces for your business, because someone just put in there, what's your thoughts of the SP hitting 3,000? Understand that the stock market is not the economy. The stock market is part of the economy. And the stock market can be doing very well, yet many segments of the economy can be sucking ass. We're in a recession right now. We're getting people laid off every day. We got people late on their credit card payments. We got people late on their car payments. We got people growing. Number of folks are increasingly late on their house notes. Let's see. People late on their mortgage. So there's nothing there yet. Carter G. Woodson said the best education is self-education. 285 property, bringing my son along with me as I begin to build up small towns. There was this video of this guy. He was a Nation of Islam guy, and they were in Louisiana, and he was teaching his sons how to drive heavy construction equipment. So the boy was on a grader, I believe, and he was just talking about, this is what we need to do. And one of the things that you got to understand, when you're at that level, when you're a land developer, that's big money. Before the buildings go up, someone's got to lay down the land, someone's got to lay the utilities, someone's got to build the roads, someone's got to cut down all these trees, someone's got to do the foundational work. That's big money, and that's what they were doing. And I was just so applauding this guy because he had put himself in a situation where he was in the middle of a money chain. Because this is one of the things, there's 1,000,001 businesses you can get into. Like I'm going to do the disruptive male thing because this is my wheelhouse. Since I was a little kid, I wanted to be a writer and a communicator. And that's what I do. And that's where my money comes from, because I'm doing things that make me happy. Once again, with your long-term business model, find something that you are happy that you like doing, because this is another reason people have short-circuited long-term success. They get in something for the money, don't care. Like, I don't care, man, as long as they make that money. I don't care as long as they make that money, man. And then when they're in the world of hurt or it's not working out, they got problems. The cuddling business, that's funny. Antonio Williams, that's funny. My landlord said I'm by far the best tenant. Hey, you pay your rent on time. You don't cause no problems. Paul Brown, my cousin has a land clearing development business and does very well. Yeah, these are the folks who go in there with the heavy equipment and chop down the trees, put the roads and stuff in. You got to do that before you, when you just got like raw land, you got to shape up that raw land. And that's critical. All right, Mr. Lane. Ready, set, wealth. My new business in 2020, color and stroke. In 2013, I was telling y'all how the color business was going. Let me give you the reason that I knew the color business was going to grow. I'm 52 years old, and I grew up in a world where people got together. Like, say you were like, there's somebody at the door. You go to the door. Hey, John, what's going on? Hey, I was just in the neighborhood and I thought I would stop by. Come in. Let's fix the coffee. Let's get some Sanka and some tea cake. How you doing? Oh, I'm well. How are y'all doing? That was normal when I was a kid for people to do that. Now, who's that? We need to call the police. So people have separated. People have reduced family ties, because it used to be you could just drop in on somebody and be cool. Now, hey, don't be coming by my house without letting me know you. Hey, you got to call first, man. Don't be coming by my house. Don't be coming by my house. So with the break in those family terms and those family bonds, I knew the cuddling business was going to take off, because people lonely, man. People don't have anybody to reach out and touch. They don't have anyone to hug them. I knew it was going to take off. So your business, stroke, cuddle, and stroke, more women than ever are employing male prostitutes. You heard that here at Hustlers Kung Fu, lifeskills.com. Blind and Blue, got about 20 people laid off this week at my job. Those people have been here for years, only to get the boot out the door. Right. One thing about being in tech is to see the constant development. Very inspiring to see commerce constantly in action. I know Ray Kroc, he was smooth with it, because Ray Kroc did not invent McDonald's. He bought McDonald's from the McDonald's brothers, and someone said, "Hey, because they didn't want to pay him what they should have paid him." So someone said, "Hey, if you own the building and you lease it back to him, that way you be sure to get your money," and that's what he did. 285 McDonald's was always a land play. Sweet, people spend more time talking to devices than they talking to people face to face. Yeah, I mean, this is one of the things. So this is how I knew the cuddling business was going to take off. There are going to be all types of personal services to help people. Like you got dudes out here, and this is why I know the Dominant Man course is going to take off once I get more exposure, because it's done very well with. I got 1,200 subscribers on Influence Frame, and it's done very well. Paul Brown, live in a small town, family and people are more distant now. I'm 50. I've never seen society like this. This is it. Like I said, y'all think I'm joking. You used to be able to drop over across virtually anybody's house that and you would be welcomed in with open arms. Now it's like, who that? We need to call the police. People are scared of people. Tiger shock. Oh, it's all this pain in the world. We see people calling the police on black people just living their lives. It's a symptom of people not being good neighborhoods. Yeah, I would contribute a lot of that to Trump. Oh, they go into male strip clubs. They buying gigolos. Like, if you knew what went on with the male strip, it'd blow your mind. Son, that's funny. Really simple. McDonald's has the best name in the business, worst service, worst food, but a billion-dollar corporation. So this is one of the things that is going on. When you're looking at your marketplace, you got to ask a lot of questions. Like, I'm going to take you into this. All right. So this is into the gloss. We've talked about this before. This is where she did her market research for a few years. So she learned about her customer base. She got herself set up. She was extremely smart. So she got all of this product research, audience development. She built up this blog to a credible following. And then she opened up this $100 billion company in less than 5 years. See, you got to know your marketplace before you can sell to them. You got to understand what makes people want to buy, what problems they have, what needs they have. What Because once let's say you have an audience that needs personal development, they need it bad, and once you put it together where you communicate that you're building this to make their lives better, you're going to instantly buy. But they got to understand that you're doing it for them, that you're going to make this stuff make their lives better, make them happier. Because, like, this is what's going to happen with the dominant male course. You're going to make more money. You're going to do way better with women, and you're going to be in better shape. That's, nothing but upside for you. But for your long-term business model, you got to know your marketplace. And once again, some people are predicated on trends. Some people are looks like this. All right. Like, once again, this was like up 13,000 the other day. It dropped like 1,500. Bitcoin is very trendy. It's very now. It's very hot. Well, you got some Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the best hedge against inflation. You need to get yourself some Bitcoin, but you need to do all this and all this other stuff. I disagree. You need to build yourself a solid, long-term, consistent business plan that's going to throw off some cash. One of the problems with cryptocurrency is you have to wait for it to appreciate. With a business, you've got money coming in all of the time. You've got money doing what it needs to do. You got money going into your bank account. You have money going into your life. You have money. And one of the things that many people don't seem to understand with this Bitcoin stuff, because it's like, once again, I had this jackragging do a video about me because I had the audacity to say that starting a business that throws off cash every month is way better than investing in Bitcoin, especially if you're poor. Especially if you're poor. This is one of the things that you need to do. Start your business, line up your ducks so you can make some money. I don't care if Bitcoin gets to $100,000 a coin. unless you got in, like when I bought my Bitcoin the first time, you got in back then, the train has left the station. You can't get those kind of gains no more. A lot of people gonna get caught up with that. Trav, this is true. No one talks anymore about the social. They're social awkward as hell. Just saying good morning warrants funny looks. People are nervous, man. Social media expedite that social disconnect. God is known. I mentioned professional cuddling to my dude. He was like, "No, would you want me to be one?" I said, "As long as you don't give her the happy ending, we cool." Yeah, man. People are afraid of each other. Really set wealth. M Sway, I'm from a small town in Tennessee, and they still stop by unannounced. When I go home, visit some old friends that they were cool with, they want to stop by and be nosy, I think. Solving problems equals monies. Engineer life skill. My boy does private strip shows. The story's unbelievable. He leaves empty after every show. Moms and daughters all getting it in. They be blowing those dudes, man. I know about that. I did security last month for a male strip revenue and saw a different level of female natures. Ladies getting smacked in the face by several Johnsons. Ladies were from 18 to 70. Should pass. I do both. I have a business and invest in the stock market. Investing in the stock market is not investing in Bitcoin. 285 properly. Sit back and think about what problems you have in your daily, weekly, monthly, yearly life. Come up with solutions. You'll make money. Absolutely. Rob, hey Glendon, I hope all well. I did my first garage sale last weekend to test my warehouse as a real estate business idea and made over 300 in a few hours. My mind was blown. Resale, man. Resale. A lot of IT jobs are disappearing now. If you want to make money with tech, solve problems. All right, Rob. Also cleared 600 profit last month painting. Time management is crazy though. Let's put it to you this way. If you're a healthy person, and I would consider those hustles, the painting and stuff, you can turn the painting into a full-time business. If you're a healthy person who's willing to work, there ain't no reason for nobody to be poor. People perish for the lack of knowledge, like the internet money, the service sector money. There's so many ways to make money because, like, if you are ass broke right now, that's your fault. I know that sounds really harsh, but the reality is that's it. Because there's a million one ways to make money. Uh, I was in a Facebook group and someone was like talking about 30 hours a week was like full-time job. There are so many people who are so lazy, don't want to work, don't want to do nothing. They're so lazy. Because this one guy, he makes 120K, he's working 75 hours a week. There are people who work 75 hours a week and only make 30K. I mean, people don't understand the positions they have, because if you make it six figures, you're in the top 10% of income in the country. And you get to double six figures, you're in the top 1%. You make 250, only 1% of the country is making that kind of money. You swear, a few years ago, a buddy of mine who used to play in the NFL, that with some other brothers, and they all got paid to go screw these dudes' wives. Man, that's a big thing. That's a big thing. No, Melvin, no less than three incomes. People die coming from Mexico for these opportunities. Absolutely. And one of the big problems that people, American natives, a lot of folks are just lazy, man. They don't want to work. If it ain't easy, if it ain't hot, it ain't trendy, they don't want to do it. Because, see, I don't care how I make money. I don't care how I look making money, which is, I don't get it anymore. But I used to get it all the time, like, man, why you selling these courses, man? You need to get a real job. I'm like, fool, you don't understand. This is a real job. I got to conceive the course. I got to create the course. I got to put it together. I got to market it. I got to sell it. That's a real job. See, you got a lot of simple-minded, low expectation, mediocrity-laced people who don't understand the higher purpose of money. All right, Rob. We had a CIO at our hospital make it 250, and he never showed up for work. That's funny. All right, Paul Brown, go for that dirty money. So there's so many ways for long-term success if you set it up correctly from jump. Because what I'm gonna do with the influence frame is what I've done with this channel. And if you notice, I've been putting up more regular videos, and the channel's starting to get more views. I just noticed that this morning, that people are watching, because the way YouTube does live streams and the way that they do regular videos is screwed up, because the live streams, you get the immediate gratification, you can get some super chats and stuff like that, but regular videos do better. Exactly. People rather look good to others and be broke than actually be good and look bad temporarily. In your life skills, completely understand about the ground up G 1 hour video equals to more hours of editing, just depending on what you're doing and how you are lacing it up. Because one of the things with long-term success is setting up yourself for that Wi-Fi bread. Because, like, I'm here to tell you, my next business model is the dominant male, the influence male channel. I'm going super kinky with it, but I'm using language that I should be able to get monetized, because I got one video up there talking about my first submissive. The video's been up less than 2 weeks. It's got 10,000 views. So there is a big need for that. Being rich, that shit's a talent. Being broke, that's a profession. Wow, young Jeezy. So one of the things. All right. So what we're going to do here is, the drill. For those of you who want to begin working on your long-term business models, go below. There's some tools. Go ahead and get the free audio book. That's free from me to you. Get that. Then start buying these courses, build up a foundation so you can set up your long-term business model. One of the biggest things is that people have to understand is there are levels to success, and it's hard to go from 0 to 1,000,000 just like that. So all that stuff's below. Check it out, and I will see you guys later.